Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves is finally about to release, and after years of delays, fans are so ready to get into the cinema and watch this awesome title. Official announcements on the franchise have been a long time coming, and fans finally have so much information that they have been waiting for. For the millions of fans around the world that are super fans of the classic tabletop role-playing game, this has been a great year, as we have had so much information on this film. It looks really fun, and we even got to see a good amount of the film at San Diego Comic-Con. We've had various trailers over the last few months, and the story seems to be really good from what we can tell. The latest trailer was released on February the 12th, 2023, with the release date just around the corner. So let's get into everything we know so far about Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Not surprisingly, given the title, the film seems to follow a group of thieves who helped the wrong person steal the wrong thing, as they say themselves in the trailer.
No, that wasn't for you. Did that count as a question?
Yes.
Damn it. Only answer when I talk to you, okay?
Yes.
Why did you say okay at the end of that?
I didn't.
Now they have to fix all of their mistakes and save the world from the thing they let loose. They might be a group of thieves, but that doesn't mean that they are going to let evil take over the entire world. They do have some semblance of good in them. The team is made up of a few classic Dungeons & Dragons classes, as we have Elgin the Bard, Holga the Barbarian, Zenk the Paladin, Simon the Sorcerer, and Doric the Druid. Chris Pine is the face of this film, as he plays Elgin the Bard, who is the planner of the group. He recently said this about the film: "It's Game of Thrones mixed with a little Princess Bride and just a smidge of Holy Grail." He also said it's poppy, it's 80s heartfelt, and there's a bit of Goonies in there. Pine is really making out to see that this film is a bunch of classics all rolled into one.
Film, I play in Dungeon and Dragon terms a bard who has no special skills whatsoever other than entertaining people and trying to use their sense of joy to...
And to be honest, from the trailers we have seen, he's pretty much correct. The film looks super goofy and full of weird moments that are going to grab the audience's attention over its runtime. Even those of you out there who aren't really into Dungeons & Dragons and have no idea about the franchise should get a lot of this film. Dungeons & Dragons itself is a game that people make up as they go. Though there are stories to tell that have been written by official creators, dungeon masters can make their own path.
And Brandon spent weeks planning this campaign, and your bullshit on night one where you stole that carriage threw all of his plans right out the window.
It's all right, Sarah. It's all right, really. I mean,
That seems to be what the writers have done here as well, as they've based the film on a few different donors and dragon stories, but added their own flair as well. Don't worry though, all of the Dungeons & Dragons flares haven't been stripped out of this film either, as those of you out there who are ready to see classic Dungeons & Dragons spells, tropes, and items, director and writer John Daly said that the film is full of Easter eggs loaded in there.
And it becomes a frenzy of insanity. It's a murder mystery party gone awry, and as the night goes on, they realize that it might not actually be.
This film really looks like a dream for anyone who loves the fantasy genre, and those of you out there who love Dungeons & Dragons. The official synopsis was also released for the film, as it gives more hints about the enemies that we'll see in the film. The charming group have to undertake an epic heist to retrieve a lost relic, but it goes completely wrong as they steal the wrong thing for the wrong people. Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves is going to bring the rich world and playful spirit of the legendary classic role-playing games to the big screen, in a hugely hilarious and action-packed adventure for all ages. This film really looks amazing, but who exactly is starring in this film other than Chris Pine? We know he's the star of the show, right? But who else is surrounding him to make this film even better? This film actually has a very star-studded cast, as Hollywood has gathered some of its greats to create this Dungeons & Dragons film. We of course have Chris Pine playing Elgin, a bard who leads the group throughout their crazy adventure. We cannot wait to see what amazing bard spells Elgin pulls out, as bard is one of the flashiest classes in all of D&D. From Tasha's hideous laughter to Thunder Wave, he really is gonna do some damage. We also have Michelle Rodriguez, who stars as a barbarian character by the name of Holger.
People buy IP and they make the IP, and then it sucks because they just bought the IP to make money. They didn't buy the IP because they want to make art. And so that's the difference, I think. You know, John and Jonathan really want to.
Barbarian is a very different class from a bard, as they are very aggressive and use large weapons to destroy their enemies. She's going to be a blunt force type of gal in this film. From the trailers so far, she's going to be up there in all the action. Playing an antagonistic yet aristocratic rogue named Forge Fletcher is Hugh Grant. He has been perfectly cast in this role, as he has played various roguish yet charming men in the past, such as his roles in Paddington 2 as well as Bridget Jones's Diary. Another amazing actor that joins this phenomenal cast is Justice Smith, known for his role in Detective Pikachu. He will be playing Simon, a sorcerer. A sorcerer is just what you think it is, a class that casts a lot of huge spells and uses mana for their abilities. They are extremely powerful.
In this field, to be in front of large groups of people. So I don't necessarily get nervous. I feel like I'm less nervous when I am being myself in front of a large group of people.
So expect some huge moments from Simon in the film, and that's all we have for the main cast. Although there are of course other huge actors in this film, these are the ones we wanted to talk about in today's video. Some of the other roles have actually been undisclosed, so we don't know exactly what they're going to be. Either way though, we're super excited to see this cast assemble on our screen in a few months' time. Speaking of seeing them on screen, we've actually had quite a few trailers released over the last year or so. The first trailer for the film was revealed all the way back in April, but this was just a short teaser trailer with not much footage. Then on July 21st, fans' wishes were finally granted, as they were given a full-length trailer. This trailer was played all across the world and gave a really good showing off of all the characters and the world that the film is set in. We see a lot of the comedic moments of the film and all of the action that the director promised to bring. It was a really cool trailer overall and set the tone for the film. It's just such a crazy film, and we're super excited to finally see it. But when are we going to be able to see it exactly? New information has been regularly released on the film, so we now know that the film was suddenly pushed back from November 2022 to March 31st, 2023. So many films have moved around in the past year or so it wasn't really surprising that a big blockbuster hit like Dungeons & Dragons had to be moved. I mean, it's always going to have some competition, right? But it was going to go up against Creed 3 originally, and maybe even Scream 6. Now, the film gets to sit on its own at the end of March, which is just awesome to see. Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves is currently sitting at a reported runtime of 2 hours and 14 minutes. Despite being compared to so many films coming out around March, we think this film is really going to stand out on its own. I mean, where else could you get a film like this, right? What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed the video.